You guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, you need to. It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome to Mimesis, the podcast where art and life imitate each other in all sorts of twisted ways. I'm Sandra Sheriff-Zachary.
And I'm Stacey Rourke.
And we are your hosts on this zany adventure.
Did you forget how the opening went for a minute?
I did. I was trying not to look at it like, I got this.
And then all words fell out of your head. Oh no. You've been doing so much better lately.
I know.
You doubted yourself.
I did. I was like, no, I don't have it right. No, I got it right. Yeah. So
we're doing back-to-back episodes today.
We are doing back-to-back episodes.
Our listeners won't get them back-to-back. They have to wait a week, but
they have to wait a week. And mine might be a little mini.
That's okay.
I don't think it's going to be a full episode, but I don't think it's going to be a mini either. So
that's all right.
Yeah.
At least we'll have some new content for our listeners, and that's what's important because we love them and we want to make sure we're delivering weekly.
Yes.
And we don't know what's going to happen here coming soon, so
right. We want to make sure you're safe and healthy and your house is still standing.
I called, we got a swim spa earlier this year. Yeah. And it's got this big cover that goes over it in like 4 parts and it buckles on. Yeah. And Jay and I were going back and forth about, should we cover it? Should we uncover it? I don't know. I don't want like the buckles to get ripped off and the cover to get messed up. So I called the company we got the swim spa from and I asked them, what would you recommend that we do? And the guy said, take your cover off, store it somewhere inside where it's going to be safe. He said, and then just make sure that your swim spa is full of water. Okay, so up to that point, I'm like, cool. I'm on board. And then in a part he absolutely didn't need to tag on because all it did was like amp my anxiety and blood pressure through the roof. He said, when that swim spa is full of water, it's very heavy. And if something happens to that swim spa, what's going on with it isn't going to be nearly as important as whatever the hell happened to your house. I was like, great. Thank you. That makes me feel much better.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have bigger things to worry about if that goes flying with all the water in it.
Yeah. At that point, the house and the swim spa are both airborne. So
yeah.
Thankfully, the big dead tree we had in our backyard is gone because it would not have survived another storm.
No. You would have had a tree into your neighbor's pool or into their house or your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to Jay yesterday. And I said, if that tree was still standing, the girls would not be sleeping in their rooms at night because I would be worried that it was going to fall on that side of the house. So
yeah.
But it's gone, so we don't have to worry about that now.
No. Okay.
All right. What are we doing today?
I said I was going to do Chucky.
You did.
However, Chucky's story only ended up being like very short. So I couldn't even make a whole episode off of that.
Who are you waving at?
I'm waving at Uncle Jay. He's standing in the...
Stop being creepy.
Sandy was being creepy first.
I don't think so.
I was just peeking and I could see him, so I waved.
Yeah, it was creepy. I'm like, what the fuck are you waving at? Okay, so there wasn't much on Chucky. Can you kind of sum up what the thing behind Chucky is?
Yes. Chucky was really inspired by an alleged true story.
Okay, say more things.
So the real doll that inspired Chucky was named Robert the Doll.
Imaginative.
Uh-huh. He was a
That's
one-of-a-kind.
some great marketing.
Well, he was a one-of-a-kind doll that
Okay.
the owner named after himself.
Okay.
And his name was Robert Eugene Otto.
Oh. Okay.
He was a painter from Florida. So this doll is located in Florida.
Of course it is.
And with the hurricane coming, I hope he doesn't.
Robert the
Blow.
doll, you best stay the hell out of my yard. I will yeet you.
He's in the Keys right now. I think that's where it
my
was.
swim spa is uncovered. I will drown your little doll ass.
But maybe we can do like a little mini episode on like some of these ones that we find.
Okay. I always thought that Chucky was based on the My Buddy dolls. Ready? Ready.
Well, yes.
Ready? Go.
I mean,
the
yes.
My buddy.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
I'm old. My buddy and me. Yeah. It was, and he had freckles. He had little bib overalls. But this wasn't like a nice gift, was it?
No. No. She voodooed it all up. That's what I'm saying. Like, we should do this as a mini episode because we can do like other like little short stories.
Yeah. Like Annabelle the doll and
Yeah. Because I tried to do that one too, but that one again, I didn't find much.
Okay. So what are we doing instead?
So instead, I'm doing The Hills Have Eyes.
I have never seen this movie.
What?
I've never seen The Hills Have Eyes.
Not even the Wes Craven version?
Not even the Wes Craven version. I've never seen any version of this movie.
I've only seen the Alexander, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Alexander Aja?
The blonde guy from Magic Mike?
No.
No, I don't know. Maybe I just want to
Don't
talk
think
about
so,
him for a
maybe.
minute.
I've never seen that movie either.
I haven't either, but I know he's in it.
Yeah.
He was also
I
in
just
the
know
movie.
Alcide is in that.
Yes, he is.
But I know that's not his name. Isn't it like Mangialeone or something?
His name is Joe.
Joe.
He's married to Sophia that played Gloria on Modern Family.
I haven't seen that either.
You've seen Modern Family. You've watched Modern Family with me.
Not every episode.
I didn't say every
is
episode.
she the one who says Jay?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I think there's some things you've seen and you just don't remember.
Probably. Okay. So The Hills Have Eyes. The only one that I've watched is the 2006 version.
Okay.
And
how scary is that movie?
It's scary. It's like torture, rape.
No, that's why right there. I don't do movies that have rape in them. That's
like that scene. The director definitely took it too far.
Really?
Like they took it so far that they had to cut down the rape scene by a minute and some change, so that way they could get the R rating instead of the X rating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's horrible. Yeah. I don't like.
And to know that this is like based on something real, like has fucked up my brain in the last couple days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, don't be offended if I don't watch this movie then, because
No, don't.
Just tell me the history of it and what actually happened, so that I don't ever have to actually watch it.
Yep.
Okay.
So the film is set in New Mexico and strongly implies that there's a large number of nuclear weapons tested in this area. So the entities people are like mutants.
Okay.
So they're like this clan of people who have mutated and like incest and everything. And they're like in the hills.
Okay, so these are hill people in the worst possible connotation in that phrase.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And cannibalism and everything.
So they don't leave the hills. They
No. Well, they have the hills, and then they have like, do you remember like the 1950s like bunker? Like
yeah.
the good guy, like they set off the, I can't even think of what they're called, like the nuclear fallout town.
Like the fallout shelters type of things. Yeah.
Not the shelters, but like the town that they set up to like drop the bombs.
Okay.
So that way you could see what happens.
Yeah.
They like have a town like that in the movie, and these people, mutants, have taken over that as well.
Okay.
So
Do people know they're there?
yes. But no.
Okay.
So in the movie, retired detective Bob Carter and his wife Ethel are traveling from Cleveland to San Diego through the New Mexico desert for their silver wedding anniversary.
Okay.
They're traveling with their 3 children, Lynn, Brenda, and Bobby. They also have Lynn's husband Doug, and then their daughter Catherine, and 2 dogs, German Shepherds, Beauty and Beast.
Aw.
I love that. I don't like what happens to them.
Oh, is something bad going to happen to the dogs?
Uh-huh.
Oh. No. See, there's no reason I could ever watch this movie. You hurt
None.
the dogs, you rape somebody, I'm done. I'm out.
Well, they wanted to have them have cats as well, but then they thought, like, Wes Craven was like, don't do that because people might like actually try and copy that.
What the fuck are they going to do to the cats?
They were going to put them in blenders.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, like this movie is just one sick thing after another.
oh God.
But Wes Craven was like, no, we're not going to do that.
That's one too far. The kitty in the
Yeah.
blender was one too far.
Yep. So
Whew.
this group stops at a gas station where the elderly attendant suggests a different route through the hills.
Mm.
So he knew what was going on. Claiming it will
What
save
was
them
in it for
hours.
him? What was in
That
it for
I
him?
don't remember. I don't know.
Okay.
Not long after they get onto this new path, that their tires are punctured by hidden spike strips and their trailer and truck crashes.
Oh no.
So Bob and Doug set off and they take the dogs with them, and Beauty escapes, and then he finds the corpse of their dog.
Oh.
Yeah. So they find the body of the dog. Horrified, he flees back to the trailer, but falls
What happened to the dog? It was just dead? Do we know how?
mutilated.
Ugh.
Like they pulled it apart and ate it.
Oh.
Was that a puke?
That was a puke noise. It was convincing because I did it right into the mic.
You did. So horrified, he flees back to the trailer, but falls on his way, knocking himself unconscious. A timid female, Ruby, she's one of the mutants. She's sweet. Like she
Okay.
sees all the shit that her family is doing, and she's trying to protect these people.
Okay, so we like Ruby.
We like Ruby. She protects him from her brother. Google.
Google?
Google. Meanwhile, Bob arrives back at the gas station. Upon searching the station, he finds newspaper clippings detailing all the disappearances that have taken place in the area after the recent nuclear testing. And it's also said that these nuclear testings have caused mutation and deformities of people.
And now he's realizing he left his family back there and is like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So Bob attempts to flee in an abandoned car, but is attacked by the leader, Papa Jupiter. Yeah. So then Brenda finds her dad. Bobby decides not to tell them that he found the dog dead and mutilated. Doug returns after.
Wait, so he got away from the mutants, or?
Yes. Bob, he is attacked by the leader, but he didn't get hurt at that point.
Okay, he got away from him.
Yeah, Doug, who was caught by Ruby, got away.
Okay.
As well. So they all returned back to the camper. Doug, on his way back, saw like a big like hole where they were dumping and stashing all these missing cars.
Oh no.
So they know something is about ready to go down.
Yeah.
So then Lizard is one of the mutants. He attacks and rapes Brenda and then tries to take the baby.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Lizard shoots Lynn and Ethel and takes Catherine. And Doug and Bobby return to discover the carnage. These people are gross. Absolutely gross. So Doug and Beast head out the next morning to go and try and find Catherine. He comes across an abandoned nuclear testing village and he's knocked unconscious by Big Mama.
Oh boy. That's foreboding.
Uh-huh. So he awakens in an icebox.
Never a good sign.
Never a good sign. He escapes and encounters Big Brian, who reveals the mutant's origin to him. Like they go over how they have became who they are.
Sit down. Let me tell you a story about who we are and why we're going to eat you.
Yep. So
Great.
Pluto appears and attacks Doug, but he manages to gain the upper hand and kills Pluto with his own axe before killing another mutant. Before killing another mutant. After ordering Lizard to kill Catherine, Big Brian is mauled to death by the dog.
Good.
Good.
That was Beast that did that?
Yes.
Way to go, Beast.
And
He's the
Ruby
goodest boy.
takes the baby and from Lizard and runs to keep the baby safe. Meanwhile, back at the trailer, Brenda and Bobby build a trap to like kill these people, like if they come back, which they did. So they set up a trap at the camper to like take out these people. And Doug catches up to Ruby and Lizard, but Lizard attacks him and Ruby decides to save the day and puts the baby down and like pile drives her brother and like pushes him over the cliff.
Good for her.
Killing herself and her brother. But she was like, I'm done with these people hurting everybody.
Yeah. That's about enough out of you.
Uh-huh. So then they all make it back to the trailer. They do hurt Jupiter, and then they finish him off with the pickaxe. And as they're like figuring out what to do now, they don't realize that they're actually being watched still by another mutant. That's up in the hills. But that's how the movie finishes.
So they never actually get to freedom? You just see that they're still being stalked?
Yep. Yeah, you don't see anything. And then there's a Hills Have Eyes 2 and a Hills Have Eyes 3. So it's bad. I never watched a second or a third one.
So how much of this is based on truth?
A good portion of it. It didn't happen in this century. So there's no nuclear bombs. This was medieval times, but it's very, very true.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So it's not fully known and fully documented, but Swanee Bean clan is believed to have been born in East Lothian in the late 15th century.
Okay.
And he was a tanner by trade. The later part of his life is a little bit better documented. So like the beginning of it was not, but these crimes kind of were.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yep. So this is in Scotland too.
Aw, it's so pretty there.
I know. So he got married. So Mr. and Mrs. Swanee Bean set up a home.
It's really bad that he was a killer because that's a fun name.
I know.
Swanee Bean.
At Benin Cave. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm horrible with names. Like there are so many like names. But so they had a cave by Blentrae in Ayrshire, Scotland.
Okay, so they had a cave.
Yep. It was in a like tunnels that came out of like rocks. So they were like down like by the shore.
Okay, so the caves that was like an underground system that went around through there.
Yes, and it like would flood because as the tide came in, it came out.
Okay.
So it was really good to hide them. But that's where they just decided to set up shop and set up their home.
In these caves that flooded.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best idea, but okay.
Nope. They extended more than a mile in length. In addition, the accommodation featured lots of side passages where a young couple could extend for the next 25 years. So they kept having babies.
Yeah.
And more babies.
And then
incest.
their babies had babies with their other babies. And...
Yeah.
Gross.
So the cave entrance would flood at high tide. So you didn't have to worry about trout.
No. You did have to worry about sleeping late.
Yes. Because you might flood.
All of a sudden, your bedroom's underwater.
Yes. So really lacking a trade, Swanee Bean's plan was to support his family was robbery. So
not the best vocation, but
nope. But they were able to do it. The travelers on these long, narrow roads and that connected to the village. And then he decided I could just murder them.
Well, it's the next obvious transition.
Right. So then it came to murder, and then we're going to eat them because we need food.
Saw that coming.
Uh-huh.
There's no point wasting good meat.
Right. Because he didn't want to have to go to the store.
Wow.
Because he didn't want to explain how he got the money.
Because coming up with the story, I've been doing odd jobs. It would just be too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll eat. You know what? I'll eat people and spare myself an awkward conversation.
Okay. So he butchered the bodies and provided a high protein diet of human meat for himself and his wife. So the high protein diet was very effective. That's how they had all the babies.
Yeah, they were eating people and...
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So they had 14 little beanie babies.
You said beanie babies.
Uh-huh. Each of them had an unhealthy appetite for human flesh.
Well, that's all they ate, so yeah.
All they ate, yeah. And as they grew up, incest, their cooking pots increased in sizes. They refined their skills for murder, cannibalism, cuisine. That's not a cuisine. They lost the art of salting and curing the meat because they just had an endless supply. And they had so many beans that they just had a lot of people to feed.
Ugh.
I know.
Gross. So they had to kill a lot of people to
feed everybody, yeah.
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 How did nobody figure out that this was happening?
I don't know. I guess they were saying that these woods were haunted. Please don't travel through here at night and whatnot. But nobody went searching for anything.
Do you guys think maybe instead of it being haunted, somebody might be killing some folks.
Right? So they did this for over 2 decades.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 2
Wow.
decades. So the local authorities, had by now established that what must have been, still to this date, is the longest missing persons list ever.
Because nobody investigated it.
Nobody.
They were just like, oh, the ghost got him.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that time, I guess it's the 15th century.
Yeah.
You don't have
Telephones.
documentations, telephones, like travel plans change. Like,
still,
you might not have even known that this person
shows
is missing.
up. Yeah, somebody had to know someone was coming. They sent like a letter by Raven or something. I don't know, but they never showed up.
Yeah, never. But as the years went by, the family grew older and much bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger and bigger because high protein.
Mm-hmm. And they're diddling brothers and sisters.
Uh-huh. So as many as a half dozen victims would be ambushed and killed at a time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like, that's nuts.
If it's just one person, they probably just let them go. They're like, that party's not big enough.
Yeah.
Here's a big one. Let's take out that one.
Yeah. They got really good at murdering people, which is really sad to say.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But even the best plans that they had, it ended badly.
Yeah, eventually it's got to fail.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd still be doing this today, like centuries later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So one evening, the Bean Army tried to attack a man and his wife off of their horses, and one group pulled the woman from her horse, had her stripped and disemboweled in seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The man was able to, like, seeing this, like, fought with everything he had and got away.
Good for him.
Yeah. And so then, as he fought for his life, a group of 20 or so people returning from the fair happened upon him and were able to keep him alive. And, like, the Bean Army, like, ran away. And that's where they saw where they went. Then they went to the chief magistrate, and King James arrived and took 400 men with tracking dogs. So they were able to track them right into the cave and, like,
good.
Took them out.
How'd they take them out? Did they shoot them? Did they burn them out? What'd they do? Do you know?
Torchlight. They by swords.
Just stabbed them all.
Swords drawn. They proceeded to down the mile-long twist in the passageway to the family lair. They saw that, like, the cave walls were strewn with human limbs and body parts, meat hanging like it was like at a butcher shop.
Ugh.
Yeah. Clothing, heaps of discarded bones. But after a brief fight, all 48 of them were arrested and marched. So none of them died.
Okay.
They were all arrested and taken to Edinburgh by the king himself. Their crimes were considered so heinous that the normal justice system, for which Scotland is so renowned, was abandoned, and the entire family was sentenced to death.
Good.
Yeah.
They're like, do we have laws that cover this? No, we just assumed people wouldn't be this gross.
Yeah. And they let them slowly bleed to death by, like, just cutting off arms and legs and kind of doing what they did to everybody else.
Oh, that was an eye for an eye kind of justice.
Yeah. So 27 of the men were cut like that, and then the 21 women were burned like witches.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah. But that's where they got the idea for The Hills Have Eyes.
Can you imagine how fucking scary it would be walking in those caves? Because the people in there know that area like the back of their hand, and you're just stumbling through there by torchlight.
Right.
That would, and you've seen all these bones and blood. That would be so scary.
You're like, don't leave my side.
Exactly. Listen, man.
Now that's a haunted house.
I'm not going to go first, but I will be right behind you.
Right. Right.
From like back here, I'll be right behind you. You go ahead.
But knowing that there was 400 people with you searching those caves,
I still don't want to be the one in the lead.
no,
I'm not going to lead the way. I'm going to be safely in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the end either.
I'm going to be right in the middle.
Yeah. But that's the messed up story of
that is
being
twisted.
planned.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Like I said, it's so horrible that it actually did happen. That's why I said, like, watching the movie and now knowing that they did take parts of this for real life, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
But that's what spooky season is all about.
Finding things that you had no idea about.
And then you're freaked out about it in a different way.
Yeah.
That was a scary movie. Oh, that's based on real life? That's even more terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our next episode that one is all me. And I'm going to be tying in the movie Scream with some real life events. So,
did you say Scream?
Scream.
Yay.
Yeah.
So another Wes Craven.
Another Wes Craven.
This is Wes Craven.
Yep. But
The
this next
original.
one is going to be kind of different than anything we've done before, because there's actually going to be 2 different kinds of mimesis in this one. So
Okay.
we're going to get a twofer.
So like a mimesis inside of a mimesis?
It is. It's going to be a mimesis
Nice.
inside of a mimesis, and it's an inception mimesis.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to tell the nice people how they can get a hold of us, Miss Sandra?
Yeah, let me get that pulled right up so I don't like last time. Okay. You can find us on Facebook at the Mimesis Podcast, Instagram at the Mimesis Podcast, Twitter at Mimesis_podcast. You can also email us at themimesispodcast@gmail.com. And you can hit us up on Patreon at Mimesis Podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
This was a fun one. I enjoyed this one a lot. I hope I can deliver the same kind of fun next time.
Well, I really think this one is messed up.
It is. It's all kinds of twisted. Oh
don't do that, especially when the hurricane's coming. and
no,
you're
the rain
looking
just
up and-
started just now. The rain just started. So that's what that look was. All right. That being said, we're going to cut off here because the rain is starting right this minute.
Be safe,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah, everybody in the path of Hurricane Ian, be safe.
Be safe.
All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.